Hello, there's something I thought I should address regarding headcanons, specifically with the Arlesdale Railway and its engines, and other stories that took place around the same time in the books. I'll start with the facts. First of all, in the Railway series, the Arlesdale engines were introduced in Book 22, Oliver was rescued in Book 23, and Duke was found and brought to the Skarloey Railway in Book 25. In the television series, Oliver is rescued in Season 3, Duke is found and brought to the Skarloey Railway in Season 4, and the Arlesdale engines are introduced in Season 20, and of course Sorter's Legend of the Lost Treasure. So, in the books, Oliver was rescued and Duke was found a little bit after the Arlesdale engines. Whereas with the television series, from a season perspective, the Arlesdale engines were introduced much later than when Oliver was rescued and Duke was found. However, the only character you see meeting the Arlesdale engines for the first time in the TV series is Marion. All other characters seem familiar with the Arlesdale engines already. So even though the Arlesdale engines are introduced much later in the series, I thought there was room to suggest that they've always been around, it just wasn't until Season 20 that they started appearing. And the Season 20 Small Railway Engines adaptations take place a lot earlier than the rest of the season does. This is further justified by how, with the exception of the slip coaches, there are no television series exclusive characters in the three stories. And even with the slip coaches, their role is small enough that I feel like they can be put in the same category as Carly appearing in the flashback to Percy Takes the Plunge and Chuckle Some Trucks, even if things were going a lot better in Season 20 than they were in Season 23. Therefore, while I do admit there's definitely room to suggest that the Arlesdale Railway engines were later in the series, I feel like there's also room to suggest that they were introduced at the same time as the events of Seasons 3 and 4. Furthermore, there are a few things here and there to suggest that the model series and the CGI series are separate timelines, but all this is why I portray enterprising adventures the way I do, and how I plan to do the same thing for the Duke stories. I'm hoping this video will be enough to quell those who disagree with me and firmly believe that they were introduced later in the series. Well, that's about it. I hope this clears things up,